So the UFC have actually tried to promote a fight for a change. Who'd have thought they'd actually put the effort in, guys? All right. This is the first face-to-face since 308, which was 6 pay-per-views ago, by the way. 6 pay-per-views it's taken for us to get another face-to-face. Why don't they do this for every single pay-per-view? It's not that hard to get a Zoom call set up and a panel there to ask questions. They need to do this every single pay-per-view. Could you imagine a Dricus versus Hamzat face-to-face? A John Jones versus Tom Aspinall face-to-face. Like, do more of these. Do more. Now, this one, it's not as heated and as, I guess, argumentative as Eli Topuria and Max Holloway, but there's still some interesting things that get said. So, we're going to go through it. We're going to listen. We're going to react to the points because Mike Chandler still thinks that he's one of the top guys, and neither of them understand why they have haters, which I'll explain to them why they have haters. I'll explain. Okay, make it clear for them because they don't seem to get it for some reason. Let's get straight into it. Let's go.
You always put on a show, Michael, but you can't take a risk with a guy like Paddy Pimblett here. So what's your approach in this fight?
Well, probably the same as every fight. Go in, swing and bang, and probably miss. And get finished. That's probably how it's going to go. That's how it always goes. Unless he's facing Tony Ferguson or pre-tattoo Dan Hooker. That's how it always goes with Michael Chandler. But let's see what he has to say. What's he going to do? What's the approach this time, Chandler? Anything different?
Oh man, I've been doing this for so long. I'm excited to go out there and put it on the line. People haven't seen it maybe, but over the last couple of years, I've really put together some really good game plans. There's some things that happened in the Charles Oliveira fight.
Some really good game plans. I tell you what, Chandler, they were brilliant game plans. You know those fights where you lose constantly? Some really good game plans there, bro. People haven't seen it, but people don't understand elite levels MMA when they see it. But I put on some really good game plans. You're 2-4 in the UFC. What are you on about? Some good game plans. Your game plans are terrible. They don't work. Your game plans are just go in there, be reckless, all right, swang and bang, and hope something lands. You don't use your wrestling, which you should. You should use your wrestling, but you don't ever. For whatever reason, I don't know why. What game plans are we on about, Chandler? We've not seen any game plans from you, bro. What are you talking about?
That really reminded me that I am becoming more and more of a veteran. I think I'm still getting better. So I'm excited to go out there and compete. And my son Hap loves the double thumbs up. I won't do it right now when we FaceTime because it does throw those fireworks up. But that's exactly what this fight is going to be. Fireworks on April 12th.
Excellent. I love it. And Paddy, look, I just saw...
He's delusional. Oh, he is delusional. He thinks all his game plans are fantastic. He thinks he's only getting better. Your last win was Tony Ferguson. He's in the GFL. You know what I mean? You're only getting better, Chandler. You're not. You're the same fighter that debuted, and you'll be the same fighter that retires. All right, after you lose to Paddy Pimblett. But we'll get into my prediction at the end of the video. All right, we'll get into what I think's going to happen at the end of the video. But let's carry on. It's Paddy's turn now.
Saw you in London. I know how seriously you're taking this. Obviously, beating a higher ranked guy is something for you. But what is your main motivator in this one?
Time to get your savings sorted.
Money box cash ISA. Get off my screen.
Obviously, I want to come and take rank 7 off Michael. You know what I mean? That's the motivation. Want to stop getting called a prospect and start getting called a contender. So that's the goal. The goal is always to become world champion. And obviously, the extra motivation's me babies. You know what I mean? I've got to put food on the table for them. And if I lose, I won't be getting anywhere near as much. So there's no such thing as losing. We just come in to win.
It's a good motivation to have. To put food on your table for your kids. And also, I just noticed, right, this stat. Second longest active win streak in the UFC lightweight division, 6. Islam is 14. Who's going to catch up to that win streak, bro? No one at the moment. What the? That's such a big gap. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro.
And I got a question for both of you guys. You know, this is a fight where you're both going out there with something to prove. And along the lines of what you just said, Paddy, about the prospect, both you guys seem to have doubters that just continue to linger for both of you. What has that been like, and why do you think that's the case for you in particular, Paddy?
I'm going to answer this before they do, right? And then we're going to just see what they say. The reason why Paddy has doubters, all right, is because he's not looked fantastic against people. He looked great against Bobby Green. Okay, he went to he went to a decision with Tony Ferguson. Lost, right, to fucking Jared Gordon, all right, and then he beat some cans here and there, you know, whatever. That's why he's got doubts, because the reason why Paddy has doubts is because he's not fought anyone high level yet. That's the reason. And he didn't look great against Tony. Didn't look great against Jared. He's got his chin up in the air. He gets clipped. Yes, he doesn't get knocked out. Scousers don't get knocked out, mate. That's why Paddy has doubters, because he's yet to face a Michael Chandler or anyone in the top 10, really. You got Bobby Green. Everyone's beat Bobby Green. Rufy just KO'd him in the first round. So what? You know, that's why Paddy's got doubters. And the reason why Chandler has doubters is because he keeps fucking losing. Every time he tries to fight a top guy, he loses. He loses. And he's not got any fight IQ, right? And he cheats constantly. He's a dirty fighter. Eye pokes, fish hooks to Dustin Poirier, back of the head shots, glove grabs, fence grabs, everything. That's why he has doubters, because he loses and he cheats. The reason why Paddy has doubters is because he's not fought anyone in the top 10 yet. And he's not looked great apart from against Bobby Green, where he did look very good. That's why. Let's hear their answers, though. Why do they think they have doubters and haters? I'm sure it's not going to be a delusional answer, guys. I'm sure it's not going to be one of that.
I don't know. I think it's because I still look like a 16-year-old boy.
No. It's not because you look like a 16-year-old. It's because you've not looked great. You've not looked that good up until now, Paddy, right? And you are very good. You are very, very good. And you've had great moments, but they've not been against anyone high level, all right? And when you went against Tony, a decision win, a decision, you went in the full 3 rounds against a washed Tony Ferguson. It's not a great look, Paddy. It's not a great look.
You know what I mean? People look at me and look at the hair and think that I'm not a fully grown man when I am now. You know what I mean? People think it before I get in the cage with them, and then when I get in the cage with them and they feel me strength and they feel me technique, they get a sudden realization.
And for
So Paddy thinks he's got doubters because people thinks that he looks young. It's not that. It's not that at all, Paddy. Don't be so delusional, bro. Let's not start coping, all right? Let's just be honest with ourselves, okay? Come on now. Chandler's turn. Why do you have doubters, Chandler? Let's hear it.
For you, Michael, same thing. You know, you're a guy that's got to go out there and prove yourself again and go out there against somebody like Paddy. But again, the doubters continue to linger for both you guys. What do you think it is about your style or about you as a fighter that keeps the haters kind of floating around?
It's going to happen, man. I mean, hey, the sport of mixed martial arts, it is a sport at the end of the day. You got to focus on the X's and the O's and the wins and losses. But when it comes to strength of schedule, when it comes to a guy who came in and said what he was going to do and then do it, fight the Mount Rushmore first ballot Hall of Famers of the who's who of the lightweight division, that has been my strength of schedule.
Who asked, bro? Oh, answer the question. He loves to go off on tangents, bro. Just answer the question. Why do you have doubters? Well, I don't know, but listen, I fought everyone and the who's who and the who's what. Yeah, and you've lost to all of them. All of them. You're 2-4. You've lost to all of them. It doesn't matter. I fought the best of the best. Yeah, you have, Chandler. Yeah, but you fucking lost to all of them. What are you on about? You've lost. Oh, he's so silly, isn't he?
Thus far. But I'm not taking Paddy lightly. An absence of strength of schedule is not the presence of weakness. I'm looking at Paddy like he's the most dangerous guy who I could possibly face on April 12th. Even if he is self-proclaimed, looks like a 16-year-old boy, but he doesn't fight like that. And we're going to go out and we're going to put on a show for the fans.
And Michael,
So why again, Michael? Why do you have haters? Still waiting for the answer. Why is it, Michael? Oh, you're not going to tell us. Okay, cool. No worries, bro.
Paddy, my first question is for you. Listen, Mike Chandler has had a long history career of these crazy fights, just memorable moments against some of the best fighters in the world. And when you look at the
Memorable moments where he loses all the time. He cheats. And then he calls out, Conor McGregor! Get your candy ass back in the cage, boy! Conor McGregor! Cringe, bro. Anyway, sorry, Michael. Carry on.
straightforward style that he brings into the octagon, what part of that style do you think plays into your favor in this fight?
Everything, to be honest. Other people who he's not wrong. He's fought first ballots, all the famous lad, know what I mean? He's fought Poirier, he's fought Gagey, he's fought Charles, all like the best lightweights in the division for the past 5 years. But I think I'm going to make it look easier than they did, know what I mean?
Now, that's a bold statement by Paddy. He's going to make it look easier than Oliveira, Gaethje, Poirier. Now, Chandler had some success in all those fights. He had some success. He clipped them pretty nicely. You know? Nearly finished Oliveira. Nearly finished Oliveira. Nearly was a lightweight champion. You know, back and forth with Gaethje. You know? Landing some good shots on Poirier. Pimblett reckons he's going to make it look easier. Maybe. It's a bold statement, though. Don't know what you guys think, but that's quite a bold statement, I think.
They play into Mike's style. They stand there and brawl with him. I think anywhere this fight goes, I'm going to win. To be honest, the only way I lose here is if I get it with a big, crazy, wild shot on the chin. And as you all know, Scousers don't get knocked out. So,
Scousers don't get knocked out, Paddy, but you literally fight like this. You chin like that, bro. It's there to be tagged. Let's be honest. I mean, you got tagged a lot by Jared Gordon. You know, if Mike Chandler lands on your chin, Scouser or not, you're getting knocked out. You're getting knocked out. But I think Paddy's a much smarter fighter than Chandler. It's not that. I mean, who isn't? I think Jalen Turner. If we had a fight between Chandler and Jalen Turner to see who was the dumbest fighter in the lightweight, that'd be interesting. But Paddy's a much smarter fighter than Chandler. He comes in with a better game plan. Chandler just goes in and swings. He fights the same style every single fight. Every single fight, he fights the same fight. And look, surprise, surprise, it never works. And Paddy's right. Gaethje, Poirier, they fed into Chandler's style. And they beat him doing that. I don't think Paddy's gonna outstrike Michael Chandler. I think Paddy wins this fight on the ground. If anywhere, not on the feet, on the ground.
there's no way that's happening.
And my last question is for you, Michael. Like you said, you have only fought first ballot Hall of Famers throughout your tenure here in the UFC. But for every fight that you've had, it's always seemed to be that on the other side of a big win could be a title fight. Now, this fight is a lot different. You're having to fight down in the rankings. You're fighting the number 12 guy respectfully. What is your motivation for taking this fight?
Because he needs a win. He's gonna yap, but basically this is what it is. The UFC aren't gonna give him any more top level fights until he proves himself against the lower ranked guys. That's pretty much it. That's as simple as it gets. The UFC are not gonna give him a top 5 opponent again because he doesn't deserve it, because he keeps fucking losing. He needs to defend his ranking. That's why. But let's see what Chandler has to say about it. What's the reason, Chandler? Be honest now.
I think it's part of the life cycle of a fighter. You know, you continue to fight the top competition at all times, continue to push yourself, but at some point, you've got to give a guy like Paddy an opportunity to prove either he is who he says he is or he is not. But I plan on April 12th to prove who I am, one of the best lightweights on the planet. It
was all Chandler's idea, guys. Chandler wanted to give Paddy this chance. Chandler wanted to give Paddy the chance because he's such a nice guy. You know what, guys? I'm not going to fight at the top 5 no more. I'm going to give Paddy a chance. That's not what it... Come on, Chandler, be honest. The UFC said, look, Michael, you need to defend your ranking, bro. You've lost and you've lost and you've lost. Fight a prospect. And you go, okay. You did not go to Dana White and be like, you know what, Dana? I want to give one of the guys outside the top 10 a chance at greatness. I want to give him a chance. Give me Paddy Pimblett. No, you didn't, bro. You didn't say that. The UFC's aren't going to give you a top round guy because you shit. That's all it is. Carry on.
And Scousers don't get knocked out, apparently, but they've never been hit by the likes of me. I'm really, really excited to test his chin. I'm excited to test his heart, his metal.
The fans, when you fight at the
I love that. They just cut it. They just cut off Michael Chandler completely. You can tell he was going to go on an absolute fucking spiel, rambling, and they just cut him off. Watch again.
Excited to test his chin. I'm excited to test his heart, his metal.
The fans, when you fight at the O2.
The editor's like, nah, cut that, bro. Cut that bit out. Cut it. We ain't trying to hear that shit. We ain't trying to hear that yap fest, bro. Cut that shit. Amazing. I love that. I love that from the editor.
Michael, can you give us a prediction, and then, Paddy, I'll get yours?
Man, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do exactly what I always do. I'm going to have one foot on the gas.
I'm going to do what I always do, guys, and just fucking lose all the time. I'm going to do what I always do and just lose the fight, because I love to lose. Sorry. Go on, Chandler. I won't interrupt now.
Man, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do exactly what I always do. I'm going to have one foot on the gas, one foot on Paddy's throat. I'm going to throw big bombs, and we're going to see if he sinks or swims. He's never fought a guy like I am. But that doesn't mean he's not the man for the job. So we'll see how it plays out. All I know is I'm getting my hand raised on Saturday night. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I will say Chandler's right. Paddy's not fought anyone like Chandler yet. This is Paddy's biggest test to date. And Chandler, look, I know I say Chandler's shit. He is explosive. He's unpredictable. He is a good fighter. There's a but to this. There's a but. He's dumb as fuck. He's thick. He never uses. Why don't he use his wrestling ever? Like ever. He's a great wrestler. Never uses it. Not once. Well, I mean, he's probably used it a few times when he's been in danger, but he doesn't like use it against people like Poirier, Gaethje. These guys that, I mean, Gaethje can wrestle. All right then, of course he can. Of course he can wrestle. Okay then. Okay, Trevor Whitman, not Trevor fucking Shitman, mate. Tell Australian then. He's dumb. Yes, Pimblett's never fought a guy like Chandler, but Chandler's a dumb fighter. Paddy's not. Paddy's clever. Let's see Paddy's prediction, though.
And Paddy, you got a prediction?
Yeah, I've said it before. I've said it plenty of times in different interviews. I think I'm going to finish Mike in 2. As I say, I think I can finish this fight anywhere. He loves lunging in with his punches. I can see me catching him with a shot on the way in, putting him down. Or I can actually see me submitting. I don't see a way I lose, to be honest. I really don't.
Look at the size of those paws, dude.
Come on, lad. Have you seen the size of these?
Look at the size of...
Look at Paddy's fucking knuckle! What is that? It's disgusting. What is that? What is that? What is that? That is grim. Look at that fucking knuckle, bro. Imagine getting fucking... Oh, that's disgusting.
Those paws.
The inside of these. But
bird hands, yeah, dude.
I think we're gonna have a scrap on the feet, to be honest. I know Mike won't take me down. I know he knows he'll be in for a world of trouble on the floor. So I think we're gonna have a scrap on the feet.
Nice.
I don't like that for Paddy. I don't think Paddy should try and strike with Chandler because he leaves his chin too high, and he will get caught at some point if he tries to keep it on the feet. Should not be doing that, Paddy. Do not do that, bro. Now, how do I think this fight goes? Me personally, I think I've got Paddy by submission. I mean, Poirier was able to submit Chandler. All right, Paddy's got great jiu-jitsu. He's really good at grappling. Really good at grappling. I can see Chandler overextending, missing. All right, swanging and missing. spinning around. Paddy jumps on his back or something, takes him down, gets a rear naked choke. I can see Paddy getting a triangle or a rear naked choke on Michael Chandler. Either Chandler ends up on top of him and Paddy secures a triangle because Chandler's dumb. And did I just say Chandler then? I don't know if I did. Paddy will get a triangle once Chandler tries to jump on him. Maybe Chandler rocks him and he tries to jump on him and Paddy gets a triangle from his back. And I can see that happening because Chandler's a thick cunt. And I can also see Paddy, Chandler coming in, swinging, missing. Paddy takes advantage, jumps the back, gets a rear naked. Chandler tries to do his backpack jump with Paddy on his back. Doesn't work, obviously, because it's literally never worked ever. So I don't know why he does it. And then Paddy just sinks in that rear naked choke and then gets the tap. I think round 2 or 3, Paddy's pretty. I think inside 2 is a good prediction, but I think 2 or 3, Paddy might get a submission win. Just my thoughts, okay? And that's the end of the video, all right? I'm going to try to upload every single day up until this weekend, the pay-per-view, and then on Friday, it's all going to lead up to my prediction video. It's coming out on Friday, the day before the pay-per-view. Then we're going live on the pay-per-view day, all right, for the main card. It's going to be great. Well, let me know what you guys think about this face-to-face. Well, not as exciting as Topuria and Topuria and Holloway, but it was still some good moments. All right, I do like Paddy. I fucking hate Chandler. I think he's a dirty bastard, and he can just retire for all I care. But yeah, let's go, Paddy Pimblett. Let's fucking go, lad. Let's fucking go. Right. Like and subscribe. My links are down below. Till next time. I'll see you in a bit.